right, so I'll just start. Hang on, one last thing.
What the heck's that?
That's coffee. That's my Keurig cup for later. All right. Hey, Robert, man, it feels phenomenal to be back. You know, we've been on hiatus. For about 5 months.
Where should we be recording? That way, looking this way, or
no? We need to be looking at each. We need to be conversing with each other, I think.
Well, yeah, but we also.
Yeah, I guess if we're looking, we're gonna look at that camera right there because that's the straight ahead, right?
Yeah, you could. Yeah. You could.
But yeah, no, we've been on hiatus now for what, 5 months?
It's been a while. How old is Gianna now? 3?
5 months.
5, yeah.
Yeah, she ain't 3. Hold on, she ain't 3 yet. Okay, we're
3 months. I'll say 3 months.
Yeah, no. She said, don't say 3. That's she's going way too fast.
Oh, when she's 18, gets married at 24. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, right. Listen, she's still in the morning when I'm getting her ready, she's still like I put my hand on her stomach just with the diaper and everything, and she just like locks around that arm like with her. Oh my goodness, it's like every morning she like steals my heart again. It's the most amazing thing.
Yeah, they're gonna do that. Just wait till they get married.
Well, I've heard just wait till they're a teenager first.
No. That's trust me. That's smooth sailing compared to the marriage.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's funny because we haven't recorded or gone live in a while. We've both been dealing with business and life and growth and all these different things. And it's kind of funny how where you are in life with your daughter, with Brianna, and where I am in life with Gianna is also kind of almost like where we are in business, right?
Wow, I can't believe you said that.
Yeah, well, it's like you're on a further part of the journey than I am, right? And it's not 24 years, but it's like 15, right? And it's actually what I think we should talk about today. That's what I was thinking about this morning. Is so many people look at people on social media and they see the end result. They see this person's worth $100 million. They see this person, has got all these followers and they're making all this passive income and they own all these properties, but they didn't see them at the start. So I think there's that huge disconnect between start and success. Have you noticed that?
There is. A lot of times what happens is when people see the end product, they go, that's what I want to be, but we don't realize there's a journey to there.
Right.
It doesn't happen overnight. You can tell a lot about a person based on what they complain about. And when you start off in any journey, whatever it may be, what happens is you're going to default to your regular programming.
Yes.
Whatever you're programmed to be, to do, to say. But then when you start that journey, you start to learn lessons that helps improve that programming. And a lot of it has to do with the people that you surround yourself. And one of the beauties about my journey is that God has put in place a lot of great people to teach me a lot of great lessons. People ask me, hey, as you make more money, does it get easier? And my response to that, no, as you make more money, you just learn how to handle things better.
Yeah.
Things don't disappear. What it is you learn the skills to be able to make things better quicker.
Right.
Because people are going to be people no matter what. See, the biggest thing in success is the relationships you have. Mm-hmm. That saying of show me your network, I'll show you your net worth.
Right.
It's so true that people don't realize it. And unfortunately, people that don't get it, they disappear because... And when I say disappear is they kind of just stop what they're doing.
Right.
Default to what they were doing before.
Right.
Because it's so much easier than what it is going through that journey.
Yeah, and let's unpack a couple of those things because everything you just shared is honestly it's a whole video on its own, right? Or maybe multiple, but going back to the start, and obviously I'm not just starting in business. I've been in business for a couple of years, but most people look at that end result and say, I want that, but I can't have that yet. They or maybe they say I can have it tomorrow, right? And they either talk themselves out of trying or they grossly misunderstand what it's going to take to get to that level of success, right? So I think if we unpack it, it comes down to the fundamentals, like the chicken and the egg. It comes down to skill set versus mindset,
yep.
Right? And you know, there's a lot of different philosophies out there. There's some people that say the mindset doesn't matter. All you got to do is have skills. And then there's some people that say all that matters is the mindset. You don't need to have any skills. You know, what do you think? Because, you know, you're on like, what, you're 15, you're 17 in business. What do you think is the best balance? Because obviously it's not one or the other, right? It's not one or the other. But what do you think is the right balance between the two?
So this is... There's no right balance. There's always continuous development. Mm-hmm. Okay? Skill set is important to be able to duplicate. Mm-hmm. Mindset is important to be able to overcome.
Yeah, and start.
Okay? If you don't have the right mindset, it doesn't matter how good your skill set, you're going to burn out at some point.
Right.
But when you have skill set, okay, you know, you burn out. The mindset, more than anything with mindset, and this is where people get it all wrong, okay, is that things don't get easier, you just get better.
Right.
And with skill set, it allows you to be able to be better faster.
Right.
It allows you to be able to teach other people faster. Mm-hmm. And so you need a combination of the two. You got to be growing in both areas. Right. It's not just one or the other, or there's an even balance. No, it's always growing, continuous growth. And that's the one thing that I think people get wrong.
Yeah, and I believe it starts, by the way, Robert, with the mindset. It's like, yeah, I don't know why this spoke to me this morning, but I thought CBA, right? Conscious thoughts, beliefs, actions, right? And we all know thoughts, beliefs, actions, results, but just that little acronym right there. Instead of the ABCs, right, the CBAs, which I guess it starts with the mindset, but if you don't, what you're saying is if you don't develop your skill set, you're going to lose belief in yourself. Is that what you're saying?
Yep, and that's... you just said something very, very, very clear, the CBA. So in the odds principle, it talks about that. It says, we will find truth to whatever we believe. Right. It doesn't matter what you believe, you're going to find the truth for it. Right. And the mind is just very powerful in that sense. So if you believe that, you know, that you are good enough, you'll find a way to develop the skill set to be good enough. Right. If you don't believe you are good enough, you'll find the excuse to keep you from ever achieving. Right. Okay? Right. And so that belief, what happens is it creates these thoughts in your mind to be able to get you to take action that creates your results. Mm-hmm. And that's the reason why they say you got to watch very carefully what you say to yourself. Your silent talk is very powerful. Yeah. And it's those thoughts, those things, those sayings that you do inside that can mean the world of difference. But see, what are you doing to fix that?
Right. Well, and I think part of that's a good portion of that's what you intake, right? Garbage in, garbage out, gold in, gold out. But then it comes back to what you said earlier about environment, right? You know, again, it's like the chicken and the egg. What's more important, nature or nurture? Well, you know what? Why don't you give your spiel on that? What do you believe?
The chicken and the egg. You know what? Yeah. I'm not going to play games with the chicken and the egg. I'm going to tell you why. Debating. Anytime you're debating with somebody, how much progress are you making?
Yeah, you're not usually.
Successful people have this uncanny ability to just agree silently to disagree. It's funny how they don't give you their views. They don't tell you what you should do, how you should do it. They show you by their actions.
Yeah. You know, so then going back to that, then talking about environment with shaping your belief system, how important is that?
Your environment's everything, and the reason why is because you can create an environment that no matter how discouraged you are, all you got to do is put a few people that encourage each other, and before you know it, you start encouraging others, and in reality, you're encouraging yourself. Right. People have said this all the time. Whenever you're giving advice to someone, realize that that's the advice that you needed. Mm-hmm. Because when you talk to someone, your brain is recording. It's recording everything that you're saying. Even though it's addressed to someone else that doesn't know that, it's recording what you're saying, and it's internalizing that to be able to create some sort of belief in action. And so surrounding yourself with great people is going to rise you to be a great person.
Yeah, or surrounding yourself with great people is going to make you so uncomfortable to where you're not willing to change. And then you leave the group.
I'm not even thinking that negative thought. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, what is your mindset? Is it going to make you uncomfortable? Are you thinking you're going to be uncomfortable? Or are you thinking, hey, I'm going to make myself uncomfortable to rise to the top?
Right, to grow.
But if I think, I'm going to be uncomfortable, you know what, I don't want to do it, then you'll never get started.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. This thing about motivation gets you started, discipline gets you going, is so true.
Yeah.
But you have to, at the end of the day, it's about decision. What did you choose to do? Did you choose to get up today, or did you choose not to?
Yeah.
Did you choose to get better today, or did you choose not to? Did you choose to make progress, or did you choose to be stalled? Everything in life is a choice.
Well, I think that's one of the things that makes us unique. I think that's almost why, like, without getting philosophical here, I think that's why, like, the human race has grown the way it's grown. I think that's why we end up as the dominant force, because we, not just opposable thumbs, right? It's about the free will to choose, right? Where we can take conscious thought and we can take different actions. We don't just have to do what we were programmed. We have the freedom and the power to reprogram everything and make different decisions.
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
And that's the reason why we got to be very careful with what we do, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know who's going to affect us, what's going to affect you, how it's going to be affected, and that's why surrounding yourself with the right people. So they say, show me the 5 people you hang out with, I'll show you the 6.
Yeah.
Right? You become who you hang out with the most.
Right.
Okay? Tell me what your thoughts are, I'll tell you who you are. Notice all these things are related. But people don't realize that.
Yeah,
They don't get that.
You're right. You know, and Robert, what I think over these next few weeks, you know, with what we're doing here, you know, I think that we're going to have a combination, obviously, of recorded stuff and live stuff, and I think that, you know, no, I don't even think I believe that if people plug in, they're going to get inherently better. You know, but we're what we've done in the past, you know, over the last 3-4 years, you know, is we've just, you know, taken off the fluff. Like I don't want to say pulled the curtain back, but I mean, we really. Neither one of us have gotten to our end destinations yet, you know, and I say, oh, I'm always growing. But no, we have an idea in our mind of where we want to be, right? Otherwise, we wouldn't have anything keeping us going, right? So we have a destination in mind. And I think that people that are looking to start, or maybe they're somewhere in the middle and they can't break through that barrier, I think that's why they need to plug into you and I, because neither one of us have arrived yet and are now. We're not selling a program for $9.99 or whatever. You know what it is. We're not trying to get them into our boat in that respect, right? So, you know, they get with somebody like me who I'm still on the early stages of the journey, right? You know, or they get with somebody like you who's kind of like midway through. You know, you've had some successes, but you can see the bigger mountain that you want to go climb, right? And I think there's something special with that, because we're still in the weeds. Like we're still in the fight. We're still in the ring, right? And we're still swinging, right? You know.
I guess what you're saying is we're not speaking from a place where we're not in the fight to know what's going on.
Right.
Because the fight 30 years ago is not the fight today.
Right.
It truly hasn't. There's a lot of things that have evolved, especially when it comes to self-development.
Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest ones is neurolinguistic programming.
Yeah.
That wasn't very big back in the 80s, but it has evolved to be one of the biggest things today, to be able to help people and influence people to help them get what they want. One of the biggest things I'll tell you is they're not plugging into me, they're plugging into this.
Right.
You know, and what it is this is just a platform to be able to help other people get better,
Mm-hmm.
and we're just part of that platform.
Right.
But in reality, if you think about it, today people need something good.
Yeah.
There's so much bad out there. Okay, people celebrate these. There's more celebration for what goes wrong than there is celebration for what's going right.
Yeah.
And that is the thing. That is the whole reason why we're doing this, is because so many people have so much potential, but they have nowhere to go to get that potential pulled out of them.
Right.
And if you think you can do this alone, no, you're mistaken.
No.
It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how skillful you are. You will always reach a plateau. And the reason why I know that, because someone said to me a long time ago, you're only as good as the way you think. You need someone to help you to get you to think the way you want.
Right. Right.
Because if you already thought the right way, then you'd have everything you wanted.
Right.
So at some point, you need help getting you out of that and improving that to get the life that you so choose.
Yeah.
But how do you do that? Well, you gotta seek it out. And that's what I love about not only what we're doing here, but all the things that are happening today. Social media should be used as a positive platform.
Right.
And unfortunately, there's so much negative.
Yeah.
You know, if you go to YouTube, you can find all kinds of crazy stuff
Yeah.
faster than you can find the ones that are going to be encouraging, inspiring, and pushing you up.
Yeah.
You know, the things that are going to help you get what you want. But life has changed. And everyone asks why. Well, 30 years ago, you didn't have things like this.
Right.
This is a computer in your hand. This can do some unbelievable things as far as good as much as it can do for bad.
Yeah.
But how is the user using it?
I think that's anything, right? You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't use it, it's worthless, right? Or maybe you can have all the knowledge of good and all the knowledge of bad, and choose to do bad. So I believe that when people plug in and they stick with with us and they take what we go through and what we grow through and what we discuss, I really believe it's going to help them, like you said, really unleash their potential.
100%. And so, more than anything, what we're trying to accomplish with this is to be able to help other people get what they want.
Yeah.
Help other people find something that maybe is that one thing they needed, or the start that they needed, or that fill in of the gap that they needed.
Right.
Because there's so many good people out there that are looking for success.
Yeah.
They just don't know where to go, where to turn, or how to do it.
Right.
And so it's more of not pushing our agenda.
Yeah.
We're not pushing our belief. What we're doing is trying to encourage the average, ordinary person that they have just as much potential in themselves as that very successful person that they look up to.
Yeah, well, it's really just helping them unleash the heart of a champion. I think honestly, I have so much more respect for that average everyday person than some of the ultra successful people, because those average ordinary people, they're fighting every day. Usually for their families. And they either are unaware that there is another level out there, or they're aware, but they never had somebody. It's like they see people on the internet, almost not like, I don't mean literally talking down to them, but they're talking from such a high building that they can't, the message is not there. It's not resonating.
It's not connecting.
It's not connecting, right? And so I just think that if they have people to believe in them and get them excited and let them realize, man, you're not that far away. I mean, you've got a journey that you've got to go through, but you're not that far away from what you want. You just got to figure out what you want and then learn the mindset and the skill set it's going to take to get it. And then have people, whether it's literally or even just through a platform, have some layer of accountability to where even though they might not know, you specifically or your story, just by hanging around people, you feel accountable.
Yeah, 100%. And again, look at the people that are around you right now. Who are the people you hang out with? Is that who you want to be? Yeah. And I'm not saying be mad with them, get rid of them, belittle them. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, in order to change your environment, in order to change your life, you got to change who you hang out with.
Yep.
And I'm still good friends with a lot of people from back in the day.
Yeah.
Trust me, they message me all the time. We communicate all the time.
Yeah.
But they've realized that I'm not the same person that I was from 30 years ago.
You've grown.
And what happens is people respect that. Mm-hmm. They respect that, and they seek you for advice sometimes. And it feels good to know that they look up to you. But it also feels good to be humble enough to know that you're not where you want to be yet, and you don't have all the answers. You're not perfect. Sometimes you got to seek it out to be able to find the answers that you're looking for from other people that have the experience. Okay, and have the things that you so desire. And I'm not talking about money, houses, and cars. I'm talking about a life where you make an impact, that you're a significance. Success is one thing, significance, that's the true goal.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about success. Success is a byproduct of significance. Significance is you leave a legacy. And a lot of people ask that question, well, what's success? What's a legacy? What's a legacy? Something where you made a difference, not for one, not for 10 or even hundreds, but thousands of people. That you helped thousands upon thousands of people, get to a better place in life than they would without your advice. Not without you. Trust me, anyone could do it without you.
Right.
But with words of encouragement, words of wisdom, words of advice to help them overcome what their fears, what their obstacles, what their challenges are.
Right.
The enemy's very good at giving you that.
Yeah.
It's funny, when you decide to go something, all of a sudden something happens.
Yeah. That's the enemy trying to hold you back.
And that's all it is, because a life of significance is going to make a difference.
Yeah. Well, Robert, wrapping up today, I think, really what people can expect moving forward, we're obviously, we're going to get together and like I said, we're going to have a bunch of live stuff, we're going to pre-record some things. So we're going to, really talk about mindset and belief and skill set and accountability and encouragement. We're going to talk a lot about, different books that they can help reprogram themselves to become who they want to be. I think, and we'll have to figure out the technology behind it. But I even think we can set it up to where we can have like Q&A type of a thing, right? With our live videos.
Absolutely.
And maybe even some people submit stuff ahead of time, and we'll just talk about it. We're going to have a couple of guests. I have some friends from other podcasts, and we obviously have great circles between the two of us, right? Some great network of individuals that we're going to have plugging in. So I'm just excited. I'm really excited, and if people want to connect with the two of us or they want to learn more information, they can. You guys can reach Robert, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can reach me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're going to set up a YouTube channel, so I'm excited, and we're excited to be back in action and getting back after it. And we'll be back every week, guys, and date and time to be announced.
All right, sounds like a plan.
All right,
I got an idea.
Yeah, I'm listening.